really understand sometimes what a terrible burden it is to know some of the things that I know. And try to wake people up and impart this knowledge to them.
Okay, got some breaking news. Actually, I heard about this Friday from a source I cannot tell, but I lie not. Friday afternoon, some crazy man stole guns and was threatening to shoot up a bunch of schools up in Wisconsin. And this is the first I heard about it. Paul Begley had something just go up, and then I see Dabu had something go up before him. So I'm going to give a shout out to Dabu and Paul Begley, because last time I had one of his videos up, I forgot to put up his link, and I heard about it real quickly. So everybody knows your voice, Dabu. I don't know why you would go make a comment like that, but whatever. I don't do this for money. I just do this because it's what's going on, and it's true. It's 2 days later, and now it's just finally getting out there. Whether this be true or not, these are actors or what here, right here. I haven't even watched this. Let's click on and see what it says here.
Hey guys, Dabu7, an important video in regards to something that's going down right now across the country. We have a manhunt for a man that police are saying sent a manifesto to the government, or specifically to Donald Trump. Now I have a video up on Dabu777 that shows this man in the post office putting stamps on. The guy recording it says, "You'll never forget this face." He also states it's the start of revolution. And they're going on to say that this man from Janesville, Wisconsin, just robbed the Armageddon gun store, 16 guns out of it. And you remember me saying this, you're going to start hearing them using the term domestic terror, domestic terrorist. They're basically saying that this man is armed and dangerous, that he has threatened government officials and the President of the United States, and he's a wanted man. This is pretty big with the way everything's been going here recently, and not to mention every single time we've ever witnessed a story where someone has this alleged manifesto, it's had red flags all over it, staged events. Let's hope something huge here is not underway with this man as part of something bigger. Regardless, they're saying that there's a manhunt underway right now for this man that has apparently threatened Trump, has sent this...
Okay. There's nobody this stupid to show his face on camera and threaten to shoot a bunch of kids up in school and also take out Donald Trump. Nobody is that stupid. And if you believe it, and I'll show you, it'll be a red flag. Mark my words. It's all baloney. It's all about martial law. It's all about fear. And the people are going to say, yes, take the guns away. Yes, bring in the chip so we can tell where these mad people are at like this, and so we can know what they're thinking before they do something crazy like this. Everybody's falling for it. They're falling for the Trump presidency. Everybody's being deceived. If it were possible to deceive the very elect, the Bible said.
Manifesto has robbed a gun store, and he's out there running around somewhere. So, that's the latest. Make sure to check out the video on Dabu777. Make sure you're following me on Twitter for the latest updates, and bookmark undergroundworldnews.com for exclusive footage and content. And I will continue to update on this situation as I get more information. But that's where it sits right now, a highly suspect situation. Something's in motion right now, and I'll stay on top of it. It's been Dabu7. Much love.
Thanks, Dabu. Okay, this is the dude that's still on the run. Rock County Sheriff wanted Joseph A. Jakubowski, 32-year-old white male from Janesville, 5'10", weighs 200, green eyes, brown hair. So yeah, you can read all about it here.
Police say Joseph Jakubowski is heavily armed and dangerous, and he could be anywhere.
We don't know where Mr. Jakubowski is.
150 officers from local, state, and federal agencies are searching for the 32-year-old man suspected of stealing 16 guns in Janesville, Wisconsin. Police say he made unspecified threats to several targets, including schools.
We ask not only the public here, but across the nation, if they see him, report that information to law enforcement.
Schools were closed Friday. Today, neighbors described a man who kept to himself.
The guy's like a really decent, quiet guy.
But authorities say Jakubowski had a very public message this week, releasing this 15-minute cell phone video of him at a post office Tuesday, mailing a 161-page anti-government manifesto addressed to President Trump. He's recorded by another man who never reveals his face.
Revolution. It's time for change.
As Jakubowski walks toward the mailbox, this ominous warning.
Today is the day. So remember this face.
Game time.
Hours later, police respond to a burglary at a gun shop. Jakubowski is seen in these images. 30 minutes later, a car bursts into flames that's registered to him.
This appears to be a man who has a message. All of these other actions that he's taken to this date may well just be the groundwork to finally get people to listen to him.
Jakubowski has a history of misdemeanors and one felony conviction for trying to steal a gun from an officer. Tonight, a city on edge as the manhunt intensifies. Morgan Radford, NBC News, New York.
The desperate hunt for Joseph Jakubowski stretching into a fifth day. A man authorities fear may be planning to attack schools, churches, or government officials. Today, 50 miles from where he was last seen on surveillance cameras, security stepped up in churches.
We enhanced our entry area by having ushers and deacons at the doors. The doors were all locked. The local police department were fantastic.
Service at this church in Sun Prairie was canceled after reports of a man asking suspicious questions earlier in the week.
Well, we don't know if this guy is the same person. We can't answer the question. But we're just doing what we can to make sure that everybody is prepared.
Today, another possible sighting reported in Darlington, Wisconsin, about 65 miles from Janesville.
We, quite frankly, don't know if he's in Janesville, if he's in Wisconsin, or if he's someplace else in the nation.
400 tips have poured in, but so far Jakubowski has eluded more than 150 law enforcement officers searching for him.
I mean, you hear it on the news, well, it's happening over here, it's happening over there. This is like, wow. In Janesville?
Police say Jakubowski has a bulletproof vest, a helmet, and an arsenal of weapons stolen from this gun store.
We know that there were long guns that were stolen. We know that handguns were stolen.
The biggest clue authorities are working on, this cell phone video taken as he mailed a 161-page manifesto addressed to President Trump.
Revolution. It's time for change.
Police have now interviewed the man who took the video and say he is cooperating.
Today is a day. So remember this face. Game time.
He doesn't care if you know this is the end game for him. There's no escape plan. The only plan is the attack plan.
Kids here in Janesville are on spring break this week, so schools were already going to be closed tomorrow. Police are stepping up patrols at other potential targets and warn this man could be anywhere. Kate?
Very scary. Blake McCoy, thank you.
So, yeah. So they sure do have an awful lot of evidence on the guy, like they already had it planned out long ago to get all this stuff to tell you about him. This stinks. Sounds like another false flag to me, guys, to get everybody to trust in your government. Just like there's nuclear weapons over in Iraq. Just like Syria. False flag events everywhere. But, look at this. Russia, Iran warn U.S. they will respond with force if Syria red line crossed. This is in the Bible. Jeremiah 51:44. The walls of Babylon will fall. Donald Trump's the one that's going to build the wall. The Medes are Iran. Obama gave Iran a bunch of money. It's all a setup. Obama will side with Islam when the tides turn. It's all set up, guys. America's being destroyed within using Donald Trump. He is no different than the Republicans and the Democrats. You've all fell for the puppet act, and they all work for the synagogue of Satan, the land over there in Israel that has been stolen by these Khazar Jews, these rich men, the bankers, the Rothschilds, and the Rockefellers, and the rich men. Donald Trump, a billionaire, and he's making an awful lot of money off of this deal also, even though he's not getting paid his little $200,000 that the president gets. That ain't nothing. And you guys are all falling for his hook, line, and sinker. So yeah. There's Paul Begley. Breaking news, President Trump threatened. Same thing. So yeah, this thing came out Friday. I got a message. But I didn't bring nothing up about it because I just, didn't know what to think about it until I seen this. And yeah, they're going to push this. You're going to find out that anybody's got any brain cells would not do what that man did. It's all a setup, just like all the other false flags of ISIS beheading all these other people when Obama was here. Those were fake. Just like the moon landing was done inside of a Hollywood studio room. You guys will believe anything just because it's put on television. Jesus, God's word said, let God be true and every man a liar. Get in your scriptures.
Why didn't you say that before? What do we got here? Captain, this is William Klein. He was wrecking an office.
But I just wanted to meet them face to face. I wanted them to admit what they were doing.
Who is they? He was in the office of the Trilateral Commission.
Trilateral Commission?
Yeah, the Trilateral Commission.
All right, what is the Trilateral Commission?
It's an organization founded in 1973 by David Rockefeller to bring together business and political leaders from the United States, Europe, Japan, so they could work together for better economic and political cooperation between their nations.
And that's what they'd like us to believe. But you see, what they're really up to is a scheme to plant their own loyal members in positions of power in this country, to work to erase national boundaries and create an international community, and in time bring about a one world government with David Rockefeller calling the shots.
I take it they're pressing charges?
Yeah, well, he broke a globe and some UNICEF artwork.
Well, they're in on it too.
Okay, Mr. Klein, if you just...
I'm telling you, our whole way of life as we know it is in jeopardy.
I appreciate that information.
But I have the documented evidence. It's all in there. Show him.
Well, he's got these magazines here.
Conspiracy Review? Suppressed Truth Roundup?
The whole master plan is exposed.
Yeah, well,
You're still not convinced, huh? Would you like to hear the names of just a few of the people who have been on the Trilateral Commission?
Not particularly.
James Earl Carter. Heard of him?
Look, Mr. Klein...
Henry Kissinger. You heard of him? Walter Mondale.
Who? Mr. Klein, this is
John Anderson, George Bush. Now, you remember at the convention, everybody thought it was going to be Ford for Veep. You know what happened? David Rockefeller just picked up a phone, put in a call. Hey, Ronnie, forget Jerry, it's George. Bye. So, no matter who won in November, they had their man in the White House.
Are you through?
And I said, what's going on? And who knows what it is? You know, the famous Trojan horse. I mean, is this a Trojan horse? I read this the other day, and I said, wow, that's really amazing. That's really incredible. And it's the snake lyric. On her way to work one morning, down the path along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. Now she clutched him to her bosom. You're so beautiful, she cried. But if I hadn't brought you in, by now you might have died. She stroked his pretty skin, and then she kissed and held him tight. But instead of saying thank you, that snake gave her a vicious bite. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. I saved you, cried the woman, and you've bit me. Heavens, why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die. Oh, shut up, silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in.
My God, there she
I'm sorry, Mr. President.
millions of people literally vanity off the face of the
I don't think
Everyone, it seems, has lost someone.
my next to my own
This next scene is
This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away, for of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with divers lusts, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. Now as Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses, so do these also resist the truth. Men of corrupt minds reprobate concerning the faith. But they shall proceed no further, for their folly shall be manifest unto all men, as theirs also was. Yea, and all that will live godly in Christ Jesus shall suffer persecution. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them, and that from a child thou hast known the holy Scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith which is in Christ Jesus.